We all know that nature has an order, and that many often disturb that order. The balance of the earth must be kept intact in order to ensure a safe, secure, free, and non-chaotic realm of existence. Yet, it seems that every day, whether it is pollution, war, greed, or untold misery, the world of man can never keep order in check. It's clear that many in this world, whether it is a handful of billionaires or a large group of average middle-class workers, can work hard to change this, but so many continue to rejoice in their simple, pleasing, easy lives, rather than getting up and actually doing something. So, after all that, I'm sure you're here to see if you can do anything to try and restore balance, right? Well, we're not here to advocate, say, a march on Washington or an online petition. No. We are here to summon something much bigger, a force of nature itself, the living embodiment of what we should become, but refuse to be. You all know of Godzilla, right? Some may say that those movies are just neat little films to enjoy with a can of soda and some chips, especially the new one. However, what you are not told is that in some remote, forgotten areas of Japan, the ancient myth of Godzilla is still alive and well. As the god of balance, his duty is to ensure that what threatens natural order is annihilated, to protect the survival of the very planet he is dedicated to. From the unspoiled green and glistening forests of Japan, natives there will tell you that their guardian is still alive and well, wandering the earth looking to destroy all threats whenever they arise. While you may dismiss this and call them crazy when they say the real cause for natural disasters, such as earthquakes and tsunamis that kill millions, is Godzilla, they do give you something to perform. It isn't exactly proof, as nobody has really recorded or shown any images of this ritual, or the monster itself. However, if you want to be the one that proves everybody wrong, or if you want to be the one to try and restore balance to the earth, here are the instructions of the natives. You will need to go to a fairly large, man-made structure in an abandoned area, preferably a city. It is also recommended that you find one fairly close to an ocean. You must go into a room with at least one window. Then you will need a healthy and fully grown potted plant, a living animal, a pet such as a mouse, cat, or lizard is recommended, something to keep the animal in place, such as a small circular border, a riddle you have never read before, it must be on paper, at least one piece of clothing made by your hands, it could be something as small or simple as a knitted scarf or even a pair of socks, and you must wear it throughout the ritual. Now for the steps. It is important to note that if anything in the ritual goes wrong, the worst case scenario is that you will have to wait another 24 hours before you can start over again. It also must be done in a different room. Also, keep in mind, once the ritual is successfully done, you will take on a large amount of responsibility which can end badly for you if you do not live up to what comes after the ritual. If you feel as if you cannot take on the mission of doing something as huge as saving the earth from disorder and chaos in any way, then do not attempt this. Enter the room and put the potted plant on the windowsill. Place the living animal in the middle of the room, and with your object, make sure it stays in place. Sit in any corner of the room facing the window and pull out the riddle. Now this is the hard part. You must answer the riddle correctly in no more than 10 seconds. If you fail to answer it correctly in the given time, then the ritual will not work. Finally, whisper the saying, "Den Ryoku no Mishi we Ketsuki the Hoso sa Reta Imesu," meaning, the road to power is paved with blood. If you do everything correctly, then wait about 15 seconds. The sign that you did do everything right will come in the form of loud, monstrous footsteps in the distance. The ritual is complete, and soon if you look out the window, you will see a large, 400-foot-tall brownish-gray dinosaur-like behemoth walking towards you. It has large scales on its back, gills on the sides of its neck, sharp teeth, small eyes, a square-like snout, long tail, elephant-like legs and feet, with strong arms and extremely sharp clawed hands. As you would expect, this is Godzilla. While it may be difficult, do not run, or else Godzilla will simply leave and all of your effort will be for nothing. This god of balance will not harm you, but instead speak to you once he gets to the window. Regardless of the structure's height, he will get down to eye level with you to talk. This is why it is better to have a fairly large window in the room to get a better look. It is also important to note that you are the only one who can sense the presence of Godzilla. Until he leaves, you will be completely alone, aside from him, in this odd modification of existence. Once he reaches you, Godzilla will ask, "How dedicated are you to restoring order?" Be 100% honest, and depending on your answer, how much you care for and are willing to do for the Earth, Godzilla will give you a certain number of tasks to complete that he believes will help the natural balance. If you want to just do some casual community work, he may give you 2 or 3 tasks, such as cleaning up parks or helping everybody recycle more. If you want to take on more robust tasks, then he may give you 5 or 6 with more challenging objectives, whether it means helping bring corrupt policemen or dirty criminals to justice. Then, for those who want to take on the toughest of acts, the God of Balance will order you to do just 1 task, but this one will be extremely difficult. This single job will have to be one of extraordinary magnitude, usually involving things like overthrowing a government, stopping a secret plan to make a new weapon of mass destruction, or even defeating a whole nation. After your mission, or missions, are given, Godzilla will return to the ocean. Once he does, you will return to the realm of pure reality. Regardless of what your job is, you have exactly 1 year to fulfill all the requirements given to you. If you successfully complete everything within 365 days, return to the same abandoned room you were in a year ago, and perform the same ritual, though you will need a different riddle. Godzilla will speak to you again. He will thank you, and depending on how much you helped, he will return the favor a certain number of times per year. For example, if you help the balance of nature in a minor way, you can call on Godzilla once a year to help you with something small, such as getting your car out of mud or making your mood better for a week. However, if you helped him in more major ways, you can call on him more times for help with serious problems, such as getting enough food and water or curing a short-term illness. For those who helped really change the world, Godzilla will go as far as preventing the death of a loved one, or even stopping a war. In this case, whenever you need his help, you call upon him by whispering to yourself, "Watashi wa Hogasha ni Yosei," which translates to, "I call upon the Guardian." When Godzilla does show up, you will still be the only one to sense his presence, and once he has completed the favor, you will return to reality as he disappears. However, if you did help the God of Balance, but committed a crime against the order of nature, then Godzilla will refuse to help you until the crime is fully redeemed. The last thing to mention about this legend is what happens when you don't fulfill the missions in time. If you are unable to satisfy all of Godzilla's demands after the year ends, Godzilla will appear and kill you. How painful your death is depends on how much effort you put in. It is said for that those who put little to no effort to restore the balance will suffer excruciating burning deaths from Godzilla's blue fire, which erupts from his mouth. Those who put their all in but just weren't able to complete the goals in time only go through a quick, painless death as Godzilla squashes them with his enormous feet. It doesn't matter how well you hide, how fast you are, or even how tough you can fight. Death is imminent, but Godzilla does not enjoy the act of murder. Whenever he finishes an unfortunate victim, he says, "Kyoko sora hitabito wa namono to onaji kore wara disu. Sora we watashi no shigotodetsu," or, "Those who allow are as bad as the ones who do. It is my job." While this legend does seem like one hell of a story to go through, there is still no proof that any of this is real, and only one person has claimed to conducted the ritual. Everybody else either states they do not believe in such hocus-pocus, they are too frightened to attempt such a thing, or that they are not up to the responsibility. Though, again, there is one person who did claim not only to have conducted the ritual, but to have seen Godzilla himself and take on some of the responsibility. In early 1943, a Soviet soldier heard rumors from Japan of the ritual. Seeing as how the Nazis were crushed after the Battle of Stalingrad, he called upon Godzilla to do the bidding of nature, so he could hopefully make the god end the war quicker. He claimed to have seen the exact same monster, described in the ritual, appear to him through the window of a nearly destroyed orphanage during a severe snowstorm. This monster gave him the orders to help destroy the Nazi Empire and then fight the oppressive Stalinist regime afterwards in return for lifetime assistance. However, nobody knows if this would have worked out, for the man was killed in March of 1943 during the Third Battle of Kharkov.